This is Travel Award Search doing a search on British Airways website looking for flights available with British Airways Avios miles. British Airways is a member of the OneWorld Alliance, so we're actually going to do the same search we did on American Airlines, also a OneWorld airline. On British Airways, you do have to log into their site in order to search using Avios. So let's do that first. Once you're logged in, go down to the drop down for book and select book a flight with Avios. Then you can continue down this page and we are going to do the same search that we did yesterday on American Airlines from LA to London. And again, we're choosing all the London airports. And we're going to go to November 21st, near the end of the schedule. Click on one way. And again, we're going to look for business class, but obviously you can look for whatever class suits you and hit the Get Flights button. It says it won't be long, but it is. And then here are the results. For some reason it did Thursday the 20th instead of Friday the 21st. And so in business class, we only have availability in this one flight, direct flight. And in this instance, it is 90,000 Avios and $475. So quite a few more points, but less in taxes and fees than what we saw on American Airlines. So British Airways is again part of the OneWorld Alliance with Americans. Sometimes you can find the same flights on the different airline websites with different taxes and fees. And British Airways also has other pricing options where you can pay higher fees and use less Avios. But typically that is not advantageous unless you just don't have the Avios. Now the advantage of British Airways is that you can transfer points from several different programs into British Airways Avios. The notable exception is Citibank thank you points don't transfer, but most of the rest of the currencies do. So frequently, this is another way to get flights that are offered through American Airlines if you don't have American Airlines points. If you want to get an assessment of a broader range of dates, when you go into the Book Flights with Avios, you can click this Check Reward Flight Availability. And inside of this section, you can go down and click on this Reward Flight Finder. When you pull up the Reward Flight Finder, you can again put in those same criteria that we had earlier. But instead of a specific date, you can do a search by month. So let's do that and select November. One way. When we pull up that Reward Flight Finder, we put in the same criteria as we had earlier for the destinations, but on the outbound, we can do a search by month. You can even do a full year search. The date range only goes out for 90 days from today's date, so it's a little bit limited. So if we do November, and then we have to be sure we click one way, and let's again search for business. And then this is how the results are displayed. So it shows you a calendar for November and shows you that flights are available. But unfortunately, it doesn't tell you what level they are at. So you actually have to select a date. Let's select a different one. Let's select the 14th and hit the Choose and Continue. And then it gives you the same kind of results as you saw earlier by selecting a specific date. and you can go into the individual results. It does help show you if there's limited availability, what days it's available. You still have to go in to see exactly how many points each flight costs and how many seats are available on each one. So it's not as robust as the calendar on American Airlines. So sometimes that's a better place to look for availability even on British Airways flights. The other thing that is available in the Reward Flight Finder that you might have noticed earlier is this add a city to compare, up to 3. So you could search for flights to London, to Dublin, to Edinburgh, to Paris, and see what might be available if you have some flexibility in exactly where to go. But note that it says up here you'll be shown availability for British Airways flights only. So there won't be any partner flights in there. The results are shown in the same way as it was for the monthly search. So you still have to go in to see how many Avios each flight costs. It is useful if you are having trouble finding availability and you want to look at different cities. This is Travel Award Search. We hope you've enjoyed this run through of an award search on British Airways website. If you did, please support us by giving us a like, subscribing to the channel, or sharing the video with friends that might be interested too. Check out our Travel Award Search website at, you guessed it, travelawardsearch.com, and join our Facebook group where we post a lot of news about sales and other information on traveling on points, so you can make them go further and travel wisely, travel well. Thank you.